Welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here. The end of season sale has now started and I'll be highlighting some top targets you should consider for your SO5 squads in the German Bundesliga. If you do like this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want early access to these videos, then join the YouTube membership by clicking that join button below, or become a patron of Sorare Assist as well, links in description. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a free limited card and 13 common cards. Okay, so the end of season sale is now here, and today I'm going to be picking the top budget targets in terms of price and quality for the SO5 scoring. Today I'm going to be picking players from the German Bundesliga. This is going to be a 3-part series, and this is part 1 where I'm going to be covering some goalkeepers and some defenders. None of the content in this video is financial advice, and always do your own research. Okay, let's get stuck in then with the first end of season sale target. First one I've gone for is Robin Zentner of Mainz. 27-year-old goalkeeper. Some decent scores here for a goalkeeper with an L40 of 50 and L15 of 48. Limited price coming for a 92 at the moment, and his rare is going for around 756, although it does have a floor price of 1021, but you should be able to pick him up on auction for a cheaper price. If we look back at the auction back here, for his rare card he was going for around 1835, so even that way with that current extortionate floor price, you're still going to be getting a cheaper deal. This was just in February. More recently someone has picked him up on auction though, as I say, for £902, and that was on the 9th of May. Looking at it limited then, so his limited was selling for around a peak around 305, that was in February. There's one here as well for 244 in March. Someone more recently has picked him up for £93, as you can see, that's a very big saving. In terms of his scores over the last year, he's got some really decent scores here for a goalkeeper, and he's also kept 10 clean sheets as well in the last year. So this is looking really impressive to me. Next goalkeeper I've gone for is Marvin Schwabi of Köln. 27, he's got an L40 of 49 and L15 of 50. Again, very good numbers for a goalkeeper. His limited at the moment is going for around 84, and his rare is going for around 823. If we look at his rare price back here in February, he's going for 1456, and also 968 here, so pretty expensive. And his limited was selling for around 221 back here. 206, again this was just in February. There's one here for 183, end of February. More recently, someone picked him up recently for £82 on the 16th of May. That is a really good saving. His score's looking pretty good as well for a goalkeeper, as I say, including a 90 score more recently as well. And he's kept 4 clean sheets in the last year. Another good goalkeeper option is Oliver Baumann of Hoffenheim. L40 of 47 and L15 of 42. Now his limited at the moment is going for around 74, and his rare is going for around 770. That is the current floor price as well at the time of recording. If you look at his rare price back here, it was selling for £1,636, and this was in December. It was also selling here for £1,477 on the 15th of Jan. More recently, someone has started to an auction for 721. My guess is for preparation for next season. Limited card. Selling here for £244, 206 here, and more recently £70. So as you can see, that's a 50% reduction, more than 50% in fact. So again, his score's looking really good for a goalkeeper, and he's also kept 8 clean sheets in the last year. Moving on to defenders now, the first one I've gone for is Benjamin Pavard of Bayern Munich. L40 of 60, L15 of 65. That is absolutely fantastic. His limited at the moment is going for around 182, and his rare is going for around 1505. Yes, these may not look cheap prices, but compared to the players around him who are scoring similar scores to this is a budget price. And if we look at his price back in February, he was looking to pay around 2,670. So as you can see, this is a huge saving at the moment if you've got the budget for a Bayern Munich defender. £1,924 here. More recently, someone has snapped him up for 1,297, which is a huge saving on this price here, 1,976. This was just in February. Now, if we look at his limited price, around the peak here in February, I'm guessing, yeah, February 11th of Feb, £441. Another one here for 393, 329. Someone more recently has picked him up for 165. As you can see, that is a very big saving. So this is the best time to buy if you are looking to snap up some players in preparation for next season. Now, if we look at his SO5 scores, some absolutely fantastic numbers here, especially in this period here. Did have a period where he was a bit out of form, but I knew the quality was there, and I had a feeling that it was going to come back to form before long. He's got 2 assists as well in the last year. Now, Will Auburn is another really good option in defence for Leipzig. Only 29, L40 of 58 and L15 of 61, which is absolutely fantastic, especially at these price points. 51 for his limited and 669 for his rare. Looking back here at his rare price, back in February, he's selling for 766, 633 here. More recently, someone's picked him up for 403, so that's saving a few £100 there. In terms of his limited, he had a peak here of 132 in February, but his general price in this time was going for around 92, and now is nearly going at around nearly half price with £51 more recently in May. Looking really good to me. His scores are also looking really good as well. Some really good high numbers, very consistent performer. He's also scored 3 goals and 1 assist in the last year as well. Another good defender who looks good is Konstantinos Pavropanos of Stuttgart. Only 24 as well, although his under 23 eligibility does run out in July this year, 2022. He's got an L40 though of 57 and L15 of 53, which is looking really impressive to me. His limited is going for around 65 and his rare is going for around 516 on average on the auctions, while the current floor price is 802. Now, if we look at his price back here for his rare, he was looking at £1,593. This was just in December. That is a saving of around £600 at the moment. And also in January, 1,205 and 797 in February 2022. More recently, someone has picked him up for 541, so as you can see, that's a huge saving on his rare price. In terms of his limited, it was going around here for 163 in January, and more recently, someone's picked him up for 46 quid. That's looking like a real bargain to me, especially with a player who's going to get you some really good scores. These are his scores from the last year. He's looking really impressive. His AA is looking good as well at 20. He's also scored 4 goals and had 2 last man tackles in the last year, so he's looking at another really good option. Another good option is Philipp Lienhardt of Freiburg, only 25, an L40 of 56 and L15 of 54. Really consistent numbers here, really impressive numbers and scores for a defender. And you can get this guy for around £32, his limited, and 310 for his rare. This does look cheap for me for a quality player. If you look at his rare card back here, it was selling for around 832. There was another one here for 538. Someone's picked him up more recently for 315. In terms of his limited card, its peak here is selling for 132, 104 here, 101. More recently, the most recent auction, someone's picked him up for £35 on the 16th of May. As you can see, that is looking like a real bargain. His score's looking fantastic as well, and he's got 5 goals as well in the last year, which is really impressive for a defender. Another quality defender is Jonathan Tah, well known this player. 26, plays for Bayer Leverkusen, L40 of 56, L15 of 52. 49 on his limited at the moment and 450 on his rare. But looking at his price graph, his rare was selling for £800 there, and more recently someone's picked him up for 388. That's a half price saving for this defender. Look at his limited then. So his limited back here was going for 202, 176 here, 175. And his limited here was going for 48. Now don't think that the prices can't go back up to these sort of numbers, because they will potentially go up to these sort of numbers come the next season. This drop off in the prices is just normal when the seasons are coming to an end, so don't be put off too much by the prices dropping at the moment. It's nothing to really worry about. So moving on to the next defender then, Nico Elvedi of Borussia Mönchengladbach, only 25, L40 of 52, L15 of 52. Limited at the moment, it's going for a very cheap looking 31, and his rare is going for around 254 on auction. If you look at his rare price back here, 507 here, 468 here, 561 here. Most recent auction, someone snapped him up for 315. So that is a saving of around £200. He was selling for 71, 65 here. As I say, more recently, is selling for around 33. Scores are looking good as well. Some really good scores here. Did not play the last 2 games, don't know what that is, might have been through injury. But he has got a decent AA at 17. He's also scored 1 goal as well in the last year. So the final defender this week, and one that I really like. He's not been the best of form this season, but he's still got some really good numbers, and I expect him to improve come next season. He's also a Portuguese international as well, of course, and that is Rafael Guerreiro of Borussia Dortmund. Only 28, the attacking left back has an L40 of 53, L15 of 50. His limited is going for around 38 at the moment, and his rare is going for around 410. Now, if we look at his price graph, his rare was going for around 1,292 in December. Drops off a bit here, 870. This was potentially due to his form. But more recently, someone snapped him up for 308, which looks really cheap to me. Now, looking at his limited was going for around 158 here, 132, 112, and 36 here on auction more recently. As I say, the good thing about this guy is that he's also got the international utility with Portugal as well, of course, with the World Cup coming up as well in the winter. Now, if we look at his scores, he's got some fantastic scores, but not only that, he's also scored 6 goals and has 3 assists as well in the last year. His 8A is looking good, 11, but I think he's capable of much better in terms of his 8A score as well. I think he's a really good option, Guerrero, very attacking left back. I think he can only improve on his form from this season coming into next season. So that was all the selections for this week in the end of season sale. This is part 1 of the German Bundesliga. There is part 2 and part 3 to come up over the next few weeks, so make sure you do subscribe to the channel. If you want early access to these videos, you can join the YouTube membership by clicking that join button below for more details, or you can become a patron of Sorare Assist, where you'll also get weekly player scouting and early access. If you did like this video, please smash that like button and of course subscribe to the channel. Check out SorareAssist.com for more free Sorare resources. And if you're not signed up to Sorare yet, there is a link in the description below. If you did wish to do that, get yourself a free limited card and also 13 common cards to start your collection today. Okay guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.